So, Shooty, what are we doing today?
So I had this idea for like a spoof comedy that involves Korea, and I was thinking of doing a little play on words where we turn North Korea into Norse Korea, and we turn South Korea into Southern Korea, as in like American redneck hillbillies, but as Koreans. And Norse Korea, of course, it's like Vikings, the Norse legends, mythology, and culture. And I was thinking of how to expand that idea into a more broad and detailed sort of like kind of world, because it's a spoof, it's a comedy, it's silly, but it's got to be more than just surface level, like jokes like haha, we're gonna do a little play on words now. We're gonna go all out. We're gonna turn Kim Jong Un into Kim Jarl Un, because Jarls, they were like the chiefs, the leaders of in like Norse, Danish, Viking culture, and just kind of playing around with those ideas, like Southern Korean NASCAR, or like barbecue cook-offs, or like, for example, North Korea's got a kick-ass Navy now because all the sailing and stuff. But I'm looking to explore that and more, just to kind of get a broader idea and hopefully bring it to life someday. So what do you think? What do you think so far?
Kim Jong Un should be in the job.
I'm sorry.
You should just, cause you said it was going to be Jarl, or whatever you said about a jar. You should put.
Well, it's not like
you should put it.
Yeah, it's not like
you should just put Kim Jong Un in the jar.
I didn't say jar. I said jarl. It's Jarl, which is kind of the word for like chief in Viking culture. So he would still be the dictator. And I'm thinking of having him wear like a ginormous helmet with like giant horns. I know it's not historically accurate, like for Vikings to wear horns. It's not historically accurate, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it's not historically accurate.
Southern in North Korea, historically.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I mean, it's not historically accurate to have them, have horns on their helmets, but it's also not exactly historically accurate to have, North Koreans having big wooden ships and South Koreans, watching NASCAR over some barbecue in their Hyundai F-150s. But yeah, I was just thinking of expanding on that idea and making it make a bit of sense. It's a spoof, but I take it seriously.
Everything you do is a spoof. Your whole life's a spoof.
Yeah, everything I do is a spoof. You gotta live happy, you gotta live silly. But what do you think of this idea so far? What do you think of just like taking such wickedly different cultures and kind of blending them together? Do you think it's possible? Do you think it's possible to pull off an enjoyable manner of entertainment?
Well, if Tropic Thunder could make a white guy disguised as another guy, disguised as another dude, disguised as another dude, I think you could do it.
I think generally, I mean, Tropic Thunder is a kind of a good parallel to draw to this, but it's not the movie I was thinking about when I was thinking of this. My movie that came to mind was the movie I was thinking about was Top Secret, which was the Zucker Abraham Zucker movie from 1984. It's one of their lesser known films. They're the same guys who made Airplane and Naked Gun. But in that movie, it's actually, fun fact, it was Val Kilmer's first cinematic appearance. He plays a rock singer named Nick Rivers who has to go to East Germany to perform, and he gets into this whole like resistance plot. Now, I think the resistance plot doesn't really work for this idea that much, just because I more or less want to just explore the cultures. But I was thinking it was, you have these two detective characters. I have these two detective characters. They were gonna bring a singer, like a Western singer, into the isolated world of North Korea to, sing pop or, I don't know, rock or something, and expose the North Korean people to Western culture and, play around with that idea. But I feel like
wouldn't it be Southern culture because it's South Korea?
But it's North Korea is the totalitarian dictatorship, like East Germany was the dictatorship of the time. So they would go into North Korea because that's like the military dictatorship, except we're doing the play on words where they're North Korea. But, I figured before planning out the intricate details of like a possible movie, we do some world building first. Like not even, necessarily history, more just like, how can we blend Korean culture and Viking culture, and also Korean culture and, dang old American hillbilly culture. How do we blend Squid Game and King of the Hill? That kind of thing.
How do we blend? They have to win a baseball tournament.
They have to. No, the South Koreans. They can challenge them to a barbecue cook-off.
You guys got some propane? You're gonna need propane for
The
barbecue.
North Koreans are the superior sailors because they've got all these wooden ships.
Oh, man,
Maybe they're
slaves.
missiles. You know how in like Clash Royale they throw like barrels of goblins. That can be their ICBM program. That can be their ICBM program. They threaten the world. They threaten the world with like they're gonna like slingshot or catapult just barrels of like mead or something. It's like I don't know. There should be something about mead. They like you know what mead is, right?
Yeah, it's a drink.
Yeah, it's basically just honey wine, and they're gonna threaten the world economy by making like the most awesome mead on the planet, and they're gonna flood the world supply with it. And maybe mead could be a weapon as well. They're gonna like catapult or slingshot just barrels of maybe explosive mead or like boiling hot mead, and that is their nuclear program. That's what they're holding the world with. They're like, don't mess with us. We're gonna throw ginormous barrels of wood, and then the Americans are like, damn, I think they're holding all the cards here, Mr. President. I don't know what to do.
Guys, it's wood. It's not gonna do shit. Yeah, but what?
So what do you think?
Like, what if it catches on fire? What if they light on fire? Then that would burn.
Damn, that's a good point, Sergeant. So what do you think? What do you think a day in the life? What do you think a day in the life of a North Korean would look like?
They wake up. They walk out their house. They go build more boats, and then they don't get paid. And then they just go back to sleep. They have to wait till the end of the week to join the feast.
Do you think instead of cars they have like wooden wagons? They're still like stuck with like fucking horses or something. Their tanks are just like horses, and they're like drawing like a cannon behind it.
Their tanks are made of fucking wood. It's like how in World War II, when before World War II, how the Nazis practiced with tanks is they used wooden tanks because they couldn't actually have vehicles. So
exactly.
That's what North Korea could have, just wooden tanks, but then they actually work. They actually shoot shit out of them.
Do you think it would make sense? Like, I don't know. It's the idea I had for this. It's a contemporary piece, so it's not like back in the Viking days. It's current. It's today. It's 2024.
The North Koreans, they did not exist. Now they do, and now they're a threat to national security, sir.
But nuke them all. Nuke them all. Yes, right now.
So
yes.
If we do that, they're gonna throw their piles of wood at us. We can.
Oh, god damn it, Sergeant. You're right. But it's a contemporary piece, so it's 2024. I'm thinking, should they have some integration of modern technology? Like, how's their military looking? Do they have AK-47s? Do they have like rocket launchers, muskets, or are they on like bows and arrows and stuff?
Yeah, they get some bows and arrows. Just ain't like, bro. That would be. I mean, probably would be more effective than a gun if there's enough of them, just shooting arrows up in the sky towards the enemy.
I mean, I feel like even throughout,
there's just a fucking storm of arrows coming. What are you gonna do?
I mean, that is true. I mean, they'd have like armor and stuff, but I feel like through years, like centuries of evolution, they would have probably figured that out. Those goddamn Southern Koreans are developing their fancy pants armor and their like military vehicles and armored trucks and whatever. Where you know what we're gonna do? We could do all that, but we could also make our arrows pointier and stronger.
Amazing.
I had an incredible idea. What if they have?
We're gonna use this gunpowder. We're gonna tie it to an arrow and make dynamite.
I've got an idea. What if we do the play on their nuclear program? What if their nuclear program is that they make uranium tipped arrows? Like they take uranium stones and they sharpen them into arrow tips and they shoot radioactive arrows, and that's their nuclear program.
Maybe no. Instead of yes, but no. Like uranium tipped arrows.
Do you think that's a little too outlandish?
Was there any uranium in North Korea?
Probably not. But I mean, it's rock.
Okay,
But also, I mean, it's a contemporary piece. There's no way. There's no way they're isolated. There's no way they wouldn't know. There's no way they wouldn't know about like uranium, right?
What if instead of uranium, they just throw sticks at you? The most dangerous thing.
Well, I mean, that's just cavemen at that point. They can. I mean, they've got. They're good fighters, you know. They've got the military lifestyle. Now, you know, we've been focusing along on. We've been focusing a lot on, you know,
fire arrows.
I mean, yeah, fire arrows. That's a classic. I feel like that would work definitely. But you know, we've been focusing a lot on the funnier of the two Koreas, the North Korea. Now let's think about Southern Korea.
God
what do you think a day in the life of a? What do you think a day in the life of a Southern Korean would look like?
It's just California.
California is not necessarily southern. I'm thinking like Texas, Georgia, Missouri, like this, like by American South, I mean the states that seceded. California did not, in fact, secede. It's on the West Coast. It's Southern California isn't like it's not populated by rednecks and hillbillies. It's populated by valley girls, which is not what we're going for.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking, you know, the average Southern Korean, you know, he wakes up, he spits out his chewing tobacco on the floor. He like, you know, walks downstairs. His stupidly hot wife is making him, you know, the bacon and egg and toast and hash brown. He gets in his big old pickup truck and he takes his little boy to the baseball game, and then he goes and he works in the fields on his big old tractor. Then he comes back home, he picks up his boy, brings him home, eats some lunch, and then he mows the lawn for a couple hours. And then
Then he gets on
guess what, son? We got tickets to NASCAR. So he takes his boy and the wife, and they get in their truck, and they go to NASCAR, and there's they've got, you know, like Hyundai Elantras and Kia Souls running around in circles. It's like sick-ass NASCAR stuff. And they eat their kimchi, but they eat their kimchi, but with you know, ketchup and mustard.
Nah, there's not enough propane.
Not enough propane, you know. The daddy's Hank.
This is just king. It's just King of the Hill.
I mean, we can't just, you know, base it off King of the Hill. We can
every person in South Korea is from King of the Hill. It's just clones.
No, we're thinking it wrong. Every person in Southern Korea is like South Park.
That's a terrible fucking joke. You should be ashamed of yourself.
It's bold of you to assume I'm not ashamed of myself for that joke. But anyway, they're there watching their old NASCAR, and they're eating their kimchi with ketchup and mustard. Then they get back up in their truck, and on the way home, they say hi to the neighbors. The dad then mows the lawn again, because what's a Southern man who doesn't mow his goddamn lawn? He goes to bed. Before going to bed, he sits on his laptop and he browses 4chan and Truth Social for a couple hours, and then he gets into bed with the wife, and
then they have another
do it all over. Gets into bed with the wife to some Brooks and Dunn country music, and then do it all over again the next day. You know, he's a hardworking man.
It does not. He gets paid 10 cents an hour.
I mean, South Korea's got a decently advanced economy. I wouldn't call it a third world country in the way that I'd call North Korea. They get paid decent. It's the American dream. Just blending that American dream, blending those values of the it's now dead, but blending those values of the American dream with Korean culture. I don't want it to just be, oh, look at these guys, they're just Koreans who act like Americans. I want to blend it well. The kimchi, ketchup, and mustard joke, that was pretty basic. It's like, okay, we get that they're Koreans and we get that they act like Americans. How are we going to blend that culture in an interesting way that's not, oh, look at them, they're sitting at their NASCAR and eating their kimchi with ketchup and mustard.
Ford F-150.
Hyundai F-150, am I right? But I feel like,
Kia F-150.
I mean, I feel like, South Koreans, they're a very hardworking bunch, even a little too much so. There's definitely a lot of that, toxic work culture present. And I feel like that draws a lot from America as well. I feel like, most Americans haven't heard of paid sick leave or maternity leave or affordable health care. So I feel like,
Healthcare, that doesn't exist in this economy.
oh yeah, true, you're right. I doubt many Americans have heard of fucking healthcare at this point.
No,
But I feel like
probably not.
putting emphasis on that, hardworking, chasing that Korean dream, having a beautiful wife and 2 kids and a nice car and a dog and a very nice mowed lawn, access to quality propane, and going to the NASCARs and the demolition derbies every single day. But yeah,
The demo derby.
we've hit the 15-minute mark. I think it's about time we wrap up. I think
You
we've gotten
weren't supposed to
quite a bit of.
say it. Why do you think I
Okay, whatever, cut it
messaged
out.
you?
I mean,
Why
I
do
think
you
it's a good time to wrap up. We've gone into pretty good detail with the North Koreans and the Southern Koreans. Do you have anything to say to the North and Southern Koreans watching at home? Well, probably just the Southern Koreans. The North Koreans don't have access to worldwide
Internet.
television.
Yeah, 9/11 was definitely an inside job.
Thank you, Bucky. I really appreciate that.
You said that ended on something.
I mean, that is fair. All right. Do you have any closing notes for us, Bucky? I've been talking most of
You've
this.
been yapping for a good 16 minutes.
I've been yapping for a good 16 minutes. How about you yap for a good 30 seconds and get some content in here, man?
Well, you see, I didn't think that far ahead, but yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's pretty good. I could see.
I mean, what's a podcast if it isn't just one guy yapping and then Joe Rogan goes, that's great, but check out this video of a lion
great.
mauling a cheetah.
That's great. Check out this video of
Yeah.
check out this video of Ruby Ridge.
I'm just here like, so I had this incredible idea where we like blend cultures, and then Joe Rogan's like, that's great. Here's a very violent video of like a lion mauling a child. It's a pretty sick video.
Recording a plane crashing into a tower.
It's a pretty sick video, I'm not gonna lie. Hey Jamie, can you pull up that video?
Hey, can you pull up that video of this man getting mauled to death by a fucking tiger because he annoyed at the zoo?
That's pretty freaking incredible. Well, alright, I thank you for your time. This has been a very productive, very, very productive segment, and I feel like we've gotten a lot accomplished here today.
Maybe. I have no idea.
May the be with you. All right, excellent. We've done our work. We can cut now.
May the gamer be in you. I don't know what that means.